Hello, everyone. Let me fix the mic so that you guys don't complain that you guys couldn't hear me. Hello, guys. Just give me a second, guys. I'm just inviting other people. Just be patient. Okay, I can see now people are joining. Good. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Marina. Hi, Marina. How are you? Just give me a second, guys. Inviting other people. You guys can ask the questions related to your topics and paper as well today, although it is a coaching session on career guidance. Hi, Julio. So, how many people have? Okay. Looks like I always get less people in the coaching session. Looks like people don't like it. So, I'll have to change, maybe stop doing the coaching sessions. You guys will decide after today. Should it be continued? Okay. So, guys, today we are going to talk about very important stuff. Okay, we are all set. So, yes, Bhavana, thank you. Elaine, and Oluvatayo, Marina, Julio, Olisa. Okay, Zainab. So, guys, this coaching session is a monthly session, once a month, and the remaining important stuff that we are supposed to talk about in the coaching, I have made courses for that, and I have given those courses to all the enrolled students for free. So make sure you guys watch it and get some certifications as well while learning. So what are we going to talk about today? The issue is right now that October 21st is coming, it's around the corner. And the match, hi Sharat Shiva, the match is coming. Okay, first of all, let's start with this sequence. Tomorrow, 9 a.m. California time. 9 a.m. California time is the research proposal writing free course that I'm running, and around 1,500 people have enrolled. Not 1,500, I think 1,300 people have already enrolled, and we are expecting to cross more than 1,500. So you guys should be there too. The enrolled students should be there too. It's just a 2 hour session, hardly 2 hour, and it's a course. So once you finish it, you guys will get a certificate as well. So you're getting another certificate, research related. So imagine how good it will be for your CVs to keep adding certificates and keep adding more and more value on your CV. Every single certificate you add on your CV means something. And Zainab, I remember your request, and I will do that today. In fact, let me do it right now because I have a very busy schedule. I have to make sure I check my notes and everything for tomorrow's session. I'm working on adding more value into it. So I will have to spend time on it. Want to make sure it's one of the best. So where is that group? Okay, that's the group. Okay. Hi Riju. Hi Vishal, Felicita. Okay. So guys, today we are talking about a very important thing, that match is coming, match is around the corner for all the US residency applicants. So how is it possible that other people get interview calls, and I mean some people do get interview calls, some people don't get interview calls? Do you guys have any idea why it happens? What is the reason? What is the reason? Do you guys have any idea what is the reason? Remember, do comment so that I can see what you guys think as well. So give me your ideas and suggestions, that why do you think people with similar scores, some people get more interview calls, some people get less interview calls, some people don't get interview calls at all? So what is the non-competitive thing? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by non-competitive? What do you mean by non-competitive? I'm saying that two people have exact same scores. One is getting interview calls, the other is not getting interview calls. One is matching, the other is not matching. So Carlos thinks it's connections. I'm saying if the score is still good, the application is perfect, who gets interview? Less clinical experience, research experience. Who is this ASDSSA? I love you guys too. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you for affection and all the love and respect you guys give me. Thank you. So let's talk about this. Strong CV makes you a good candidate. What do you mean by strong CV? Time of application, the faster the better. What do you think? What do you think is a strong CV? That's what I'm asking. How do you know what is a strong CV? If you don't know what is a strong CV, how you gonna match? Other certificates, courses. Anyone else? Anyone else has comments about it? Suggestions? Good LORs, clinical experience, work experience, volunteer work. And what else? Does the time of application really matter? Yes, it does, but we'll talk about this. Personal statement, okay. What else? Research, clinical experience, time since graduation, certification, step 3. If I tell you a formula, number of publications, Vishal says, Bhavna says, year of graduation. So everyone has their suggestions and their comments, and collectively, all of you are right. Collectively, all of you are right. But now, if I tell you a formula, you will be able to understand and assess, and you will grasp the basics of this subject. Now, how do I know? I never went to match. How do I know? I know because I have helped thousands of students match, literally thousands all around the world. And I am the senior editor of a book that is coming later this year on international medical graduates. So that's my specialty. Very few people know this, but now you guys will see when you see the book in the market everywhere, the book will be there. It's going to be a very, very famous book because it's coming from one of the top most publishers. And so that's my specialty. That's my expertise. So I know how match process is done. I know what needs to be done. So now listen to me, guys. Look at this pen. This, if you understand this philosophy, you will understand how matching process works. Look at this pen. How much will this pen be in the market? Do you have any idea how much is this pen? Guys, this pen was actually 33 cents. Can you believe this? I got it from a dollar store. It was a packet of 3 pens, I guess. I think it was 3 pens. So it was 33 cents each. So this 33-cent pen is not even a dollar. It's not even a dollar. Do you think I can sell this pen of $100? Can I do that? Is it a yes? Is it a no? Without being dishonest, without cheating, can I make it of $100? That's the question. That's the top question today. Without without cheating, can I change it to $100? How can I do it? Any suggestion? Like without lying to people and selling it of $100. Let's say I stand there some place, I say, oh, this is a pen, a very important pen, and I lie and I exaggerate, and somebody buys it of $100. Cheating is possible, but I will be exposed. So anyone who has seen the life coaching session, the free certificate life coaching and management course that we have given to you on your account, they know, like what Madia has said, not only just Riju, if I sell it for by good marketing, it doesn't change its value. How can I change its value? If I color it, if I make some designs on it, if I create a wonderful design and some kind of embossed or engraved cutting, and make this pen prettier and prettier and prettier and prettier, the value will go up. The value will go up. Now, can I sell it at $1,000? Thank you, Ashish. Can I sell it at $1,000? Yes, I can sell it at $1,000. How? Just like if I dip it in gold plating, the pen is the same, but it has now gold plating on it. Or I put a diamond on it. Yes, value will go up. Can I sell it of $10,000? Yes, I keep adding diamond. Can I sell it at $100,000? Yes, keep adding diamonds. Can I sell it of $1 million? Yes, but keep adding diamonds. Or something else. Or if I go and have President Barack Obama sign with this pen, now the value has gone up. The value will go up if something happens with this pen. Now, remember this philosophy. Do you think there is a limit of the price of this pen? Is there a limit the price can go up? Is there a limit? The only limit is who is using this pen. That's the only limit is in this person's mind. That how much things can we add? So now remember, when you graduate from your medical school, you are like this pen. Nothing is on this pen, and this pen is like an ordinary pen, like millions of other pens. So when you graduate, you are one of the doctors from millions of doctors. You're one of the doctors. You don't have anything unique. You have to be more valuable. If you want other people to choose you, you have to be more valuable. You need to become that valuable that you choose about your career. You choose things about your career rather than being chosen. So you have two options in life: choose or be chosen. Do you want to choose where you want to go, or you want to be chosen? If you have the philosophy that I don't care, I just want residency, if I just get in a remote place, a community program at a remote place that has no rating at all, I will be happy if I get residency out there. So if any of these programs take me, I'll be happy. So you are believing in the philosophy of being chosen rather than choosing. People who believe in the philosophy of being chosen, they don't become successful in their lives. You are leaving it to the matter of luck. You are absolutely leaving it to the matter of luck. You may be chosen, you may not be chosen if you leave it to luck. If you have contacts, now coming to connection, if you have contacts, probably you have luck and you get chosen. But what if somebody has a better connection than you? Somebody has a better connection than you. That person will be chosen. You knew a chief resident and somebody knew the residency director. Why would you put yourself in a situation depending upon the connection? Connections do matter. But without becoming valuable, connections don't matter at all. One of my friends, he was giving me excuses why other classmates are successful. He said, I know why she's successful. She got residency in neurology because she knew so many people. And I was listening to him like this. And what about the other person? What about this classmate? He also became successful in his life. Why did he become successful? I knew his uncle was this residency director, or his uncle was a very influential doctor who gave a phone call to all the residency directors, and this and this and this. So I said, so you believe they got residencies because of connections? I said, yes. And I told him, I'm telling you a story 5 years ago. I told him 5 years ago, I still remember where we were exactly standing. We were standing at Napa State Hospital inside psychiatry ward, and we were talking about it. Because I was showing him the hospital then. I used to go there. Psychiatry is my passion. So he was telling me all this. So I said, okay, so you believe this? I said, trust me, if you keep this philosophy for the rest of your life, you will never ever be able to achieve anything. Connections do matter, but no connection can take an invaluable person and make him valuable. No connection. If you are not influential, I mean influential in terms of value, if you don't have value, if you don't have diamonds and gold on your pen, on yourself, how would any contact help? You will actually embarrass others. If you know somebody, let's say your uncle is a residency director or a very influential professor. He gives a phone call to another residency director and he says, oh, XYZ is my nephew, or she's my niece, or whatever. Can you please give her the residency slot? Now, the contact will say, of course I will consider her. Send me your CV. Now he sees the CV and he sees that there are hundreds of other applicants who are way more influential than this person. How can they give you the slot? If he gives you the slot, rejecting others, if he gives you the slot, rejecting others, what will be his reputation in his hospital? What will people think about him in his hospital, in his program? What will be the reputation of this person? Do you think people will do this just because of the contact? He will just say that, You know, I can try, I can put forward the word, but it's not in my control. Because we have a system, we get the best candidate. If she is or he is the best candidate, then no problem. Now, if he is one of the two candidates who are both equal, now contacts will help probably. Yes, I'm not denying it. The contacts will help if you are among there is only one slot left and there are two people left. Both have equal qualification and now you have the contacts. Yes, you have an advantage. But you have to be at that level. You are like this and you're trying to be sold of $1 million. How is this possible? Because you know the shopkeeper or you know the customer and you say, please buy it of $1 million. You are my friend. Will your friend buy it of $1 million if it's not $1 million? Will your friend buy it of $1 million? Now, second situation, if it's $1 million and now you tell your friend, this is also 1 million, this is 1 million. Can you please get this one? Because this is somebody else's, this is mine. Could you please take it? Now he may take it. But if it's a person like me, I would say, well, I like this one better because I like the color better. Why you want me to why do you want to force your decision on me? I don't want to do that. Sorry. And if you cannot respect that, then you are not my friend. I'm that kind of person. Every hospital, every institute, every company wants the best product for their company. You are a product. The world doesn't owe you anything. Nobody owes you anything. You get what you deserve in your life. I know there are people, this wrong attitude, I don't know how this wrong attitude flourishes in people's mind. That now what happens is that people use contacts. They say, okay, the residency director is my uncle's friend. And then you don't match and you say to uncle, oh, your friend didn't give me residency. Look what kind of friend he is. Doesn't give me residency. Look at him. And you don't want to see his face. You hate him. And you make sure your uncle also hates him. And you guys finish contact with him because he did not give you the residency. As if he owed you something. Until you change your attitude, your life will not change. Because life gives us what we deserve. Life does not give us what we want or what we need. If you have been doing the right things, sooner or later you will match. If you are not doing the right things, you will not match. You have to do the right things because life gives us what we deserve. We always reap what we sow. If you had been wasting time, watching movies, going to concerts, going to sports games, going to parties, and another person at that time when you were enjoying watching movies was working hard, was taking courses, was taking classes, was working on his communication skills, was working on his personality skills, was reading books, was making himself better. You think that God should give you residency over that person? And then you think that you owed that position, the world owes you this position? You are living out of the world then if you have this attitude. If you think the world deserves to give you something because you wanted it, then you are mistaken. Life is the result of our actions. Residency is the result of your actions. What have you been doing? And it becomes both kinds of actions. The logical actions towards your career success and the spiritual actions. I can talk about spiritual actions as well. Have you been hurting people? Have you been backbiting people? Have you been a wrong person? Have you been a bad person? If you had been a wrong person, a bad person, bad things will happen to you. If you had been hurting people, you had been stopping people from becoming successful, you had been so jealous that you had been hiding your success reasons from other people, nature will get back to you. You will not match, I'm telling you. You may match, but your life will be a mess. Struggle, problems, unhappiness, later on burnout, quitting the career, depression. All sorts of negative things. So you have to be the best in two aspects. You have to be the best in a spiritual aspect, and you have to be best in terms of logical aspect. Spiritual and physical world. Spiritually, you make sure you are a nice person from inside, you help others. The problem is we cannot help others because we think if we help others, this person will go and get the residency slot and I will not get this residency slot. Guys, remember, there is no shortage of success. There is no shortage of success. Success is for everyone. If every single person on this universe becomes successful, it will not stop you from becoming successful. Your success will multiply if you help others grow. I don't know how should I explain this to you. This sounds crazy, but it is real. I have seen this in my life. I have seen people becoming successful just because they help people grow. People, selfish people, they probably got residencies, they probably got what they wanted, but they eventually suffered in their lives. But very few people got residency. Like, I remember a student, he got his name in everyone's papers because they were working like you guys in research papers. He got his, and in the end, it was his paper's turn. He published his paper without anyone's names. At that time, I told him, if you match my whole philosophy, my whole ideology will be destroyed. My experience says that you will not match because you have taken advantage of other people and you have done the most selfish thing anyone can ever do. And he said, he yelled at me, he misbehaved with me, and he said, Dr. Tawheed, what kind of teacher you are? You are cursing me and you are saying that I will not match? I said, no, I am not praying that you should not succeed. I pray you succeed as my student. I pray that you succeed. But my experience of this universe, the way this universe is created, is telling me that you will not be matched. He added one person. One of those persons in his classmate was his friends. So he added one person. I said, you will not match. And guess what happened? He still hasn't matched. 4 years have gone past. Applying every year. Until he rectifies his sin, until he helps enough people, God will keep that restriction, that lock over his residency. And now, funny thing, in his group mate, everyone matched. One person was applying for residency match in Australia. He matched. Other two were applying for residency match in the US. The only person left, his friend, he added his name in, he got matched. This person didn't match. And he is my enemy now. He thinks because I cursed him and I said he will not match, he didn't match. I said, do whatever you want. Go, say to everyone that Dr. Tawheed cursed me. I didn't curse you. My prayers are with you that God opens your eyes. You are reaping what you sowed. You stop other people's success. How nature will open doors for you? Nature will not open doors for you until you open doors for others. A very good CV, very good scores, got interview calls, did not match. Open doors for others, guys, so that nature opens doors for you. When you open doors for others, your value increases. You know why? Now tell me why. Because you have become a better person, you are becoming more valuable. Nature is looking at it. It is not visible to everyone else, but the nature is looking at it. You have become more valuable inside. The diamonds are inside that you cannot see. But God and the nature can see. The angels can see the diamonds hiding inside this person. He has a big heart. How on earth this person cannot be successful? You open doors for others, nature will open doors for you. Only one interview call will be sufficient for you to match. Have you heard cases where a person got one interview call and matched? Who are those people? They did something good in their lives. They did something good in their lives, guys. I wish I could show to you what I have seen. I know how this universe works, the divine principles. So the value is outside your CV, and the value is inside your inner self. Collectively, both will make you invincible. Anything else missing, you will shatter. If you are the best person inside, but your CV is zero, you are zero. Now, let me tell you this very honestly as well. Be kind, but don't be fool. There's a difference between a kind person and a fool person. You should be your first priority. And you help open doors for others too, as much as you can. But you should be your first priority. So, what did I say? The outside and the inside both will give you the match and will take you to the eternal success that you're looking for. The diamonds outside are your CV, the diamonds inside are your soul. The more diamonds you have inside your soul, the more doors will open for you, the more restrictions will be taken away from you. Life journey will become easier and easier for you. So I want both all of you to have two kinds of diamonds. Diamonds on your CV, keep adding as many diamonds as you can, as many diamonds as you can, and at the same time add as many diamonds inside. You will be double valuable. You will be valuable in the physical world and you will be valuable in the spiritual world. Sir, a senior of mine is in medical school was known to help others. In last year's match, he did not match, but a couple of weeks later, he matched in soap. You think he was lucky? No, he was not lucky. That's how nature works. That's how nature works. There is no word such as luck. Remove luck. Luck is defined by people who don't believe in its spirituality. Luck is defined by people, they try to find logics because of the physical world. The physical world doesn't show them enough logic and they say, oh wow, that he was lucky. They fail to see the inner diamonds. That's what luck is. Inner diamonds. And I know all of you, at least most of you, 99% of you who are listening to me today, at least 19 out of 20 today, you know that I'm telling the truth. You all know all this. I'm just revising whatever you are listening right now. You all have heard this, you have learned from your parents, you have learned from your elders, you have learned this from your teachers before. That I'm not exaggerating, I'm telling you the truth. And by the way, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Somebody says that is not my line. The harder you work, the luckier you get. That's number one. So luck also comes from physical world, but luck mainly comes from the inner world. Inner diamonds. Yes, your good deeds. Are you hiding from people? How did you get your publication? I'm telling you, there are people. They will have publications, and somebody will say, "How did you get publication?" Oh, you can get it. I just got an opportunity. I really worked hard. That's how world works. So you guys take care of your inner world, inner diamond. We at CIBNP and I am taking care of your physical world to make your CV better. That's the best I can do. So take advantage of this training. Get many, many, and many, and many diamonds on your CV. After adding many and many and many diamonds on your CV outside and diamonds inside, if you don't match, don't worry, be patient. Nature has a better plan for you. You will match the next year. Maybe you are still not enough valuable as compared to people who matched. Or maybe matching this year was dangerous for your health and your life. Maybe you were about to get the COVID-19. Nature wanted to save you. Don't argue with nature's plan. Work on your plan and see the results. If results happen according to your plan, wonderful. If they don't happen according to your plan, sooner or later they will happen according to your plan. By the way, how many of you watched the course Alternate Career Pathways? That course is very powerful. It will give you ideas what other career options you can have, how you can become clinician, and how you can come back to your residency again if finance is the issue. All of you have that on your account. Only the new admissions will not be able to see that, but we will give you the access. Make sure you guys watch it. So now the point I'm making is, now let's come to the physical world. How can you make your CV strong? Add more and more skills. Learn more and more skills relevant to your profession. Now, the best skill as a physician. What can be the best skill as a physician? So Nitin has a question. Is Canadian medical experience appreciated when an applicant is trying to match to US residency? Why not? I know some Foolish comments. I have seen some foolish comments that, oh, anything outside US doesn't count. Now imagine there's one slot. One person has Canadian medical experience, other person does not have any experience. Who will you hire? Just ask, just use common sense. Somebody has 15 years of medical hospital experience in India. And this person doesn't have single day of clinical experience. He just graduated, didn't even right after internship he came to the US. Who has an edge? Don't for God's sake, use common sense. Stop listening to people who tell you different stories. And anyone who tells you, now this is very important too. I'll come to the skill again. We'll talk about the skill. Please write down the skills you feel, the skill, number one skill that is needed to be a physician. So, number one skill that is needed to be a physician. What is that skill? The year of graduation doesn't matter. Guys, you need one. Yes, it can matter in somebody's eyes, but it may not matter in many other people's eyes. And now I'm coming to a very important point. That's what I was saying, that we try to ask people about matching. Like we would meet a person who graduated in 2010, 2009, and we will ask him, did you match? And this person didn't match. You are asking the wrong person. You should ask a person who matched with an old year of graduation. Most people ask a wrong person. Of course, he will tell you all the reasons why he could not match and why matching is not possible. You should talk to people who matched, and who match every year despite having old year of graduation. You should ask them, what did they do differently? How did they match? Thank you, Dr. Shaquille. Dr. Shaquille is actually a speech pathologist. So he is talking about my tonality. I already read the message. I already read the message. Yeah, I got your point. So, guys, now the point is, talk to people who matched. You're talking to wrong people. It's like you are going to a person who failed in USMLE and asking, how do I score good? No, talk to people who matched and then collect data. They will tell you how. When I collect my information, I go to successful people. I met successful people and collected information from successful people. Collect information from successful people. How did they match? How did they become successful? Don't go to people who could not do it, because they will tell you all the reasons why they could not do it. They will blame somebody most of the time. They will tell you the system is corrupt. Other people who matched, they had contacts, they had friends. I didn't have friends. I didn't have contacts. I didn't have this. I didn't have that. The question is, why did the other person have all those things? And why did you not have those things? Can you tell me this? Because he was smarter than you and he was hardworking than you. He was working harder and smarter. So, the number one skill, improve your skills. Number one skill that you should be good at is taking history. Being a physician, you need to work hard on your history taking skills. That's why you have the USMLE Step 2 CS. Many people say that this exam is useless, it should be abolished. But I believe the number one skill is diagnosis, detection. If you have the skill of asking the right question at the right time, you are a great physician. You are a great clinician. Make your history taking skill better. Learn more, plan more, imagine more, think more. What questions can you ask? How can you make sure you don't miss anything? It needs thinking and planning. You make a plan, a map in your mind that no matter what patient comes to you, you detect the exact problem. One of our students got pre-matched after 14 years. The oldest graduate I know who matched is of 1984. She matched, she was a graduate of 1984 and she matched in 2016. 22 years. A female doctor from Texas. A female, to be very precise, a female Pakistani physician. Graduated in 1984, matched in 2016. So Nitin has a question that I have gap on my CV. Does it hurt my chances if you don't cover the gap? Let's say this pen was created in 2015 and until 2019 the pen has not added anything. Does it hurt? Yes. But now can this pen cover that gap? Absolutely. Can you nullify the effects of wasted time? Absolutely. Work harder on yourself. The greatest formula of success in any department of the world, in any department of the world, is work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Working harder on yourself working hard on your job makes you a living. Even when you become a physician, you got your residency, working harder on yourself. If you work on your job 8 hours, 8.5 hours a day, you should be working on yourself. Working harder on yourself than your job makes you a fortune. Keep adding more and more skills. Now, what other skills? Physician skills. Skill number 2 that is very important besides history: listening. Many IMGs are very bad at listening. One of my students, she used to interrupt me all the time during the classes. She used to interrupt me all the time. I was saying something, I haven't done talking, and she always said something. So I had to tell her, how can you be a physician if you keep interrupting me? She got upset. But I said, I'm telling you the reality. The doctors, the doctors taking your interview are observing. That's what they are looking at in the interviews. How many times did you interrupt them? Don't interrupt. In fact, learn a formula. When somebody has done saying something, ask a question to you, you count 1001, 1002, 1003 inside. And then you say, can I say something? Ask permission, because you never know that this person is taking a deep breath. So how do you make sure that this person is done or not done yet? Once he finishes, now you raise your hand. Can I say something? After counting 1001, 1002, 1003. Sir, can I say something? Yes, please, go ahead. Now you have the liberty to talk. Remember, everyone knows that the game of tennis, right? Communication is like a game of tennis. So you have to work on your listening and speaking skills. Yes, now the third skill is speaking. Remember, it's a tennis game. You have a ball, you threw the ball. Serena Williams, right? Anyone knows Serena Williams? Anyone knows Roger Federer? The topmost right now in the world, right? Roger Federer will probably not be number one in a year or so. If he's still playing around, I don't know if he retired. Okay, so tennis is you have a ball, you hit the ball with the racket. Now that means you have said something. Now the other person has the ball. Let the ball come to you. What most of us do, especially the IMGs, unbelievable attitude when it comes to communication. Other person has the ball and they are moving their racket. The racket is not, the ball hasn't even arrived yet. And you are hitting your racket. You're moving your racket. What are you doing? People will say you're crazy. Let the ball come to you. Communication is the game of tennis. The other person has the ball. Until the ball arrives, you don't hit. One of my relatives, he's still like this. He has the ball, he has the racket, and he is still, not waiting for the other person to respond. And only one person is saying, one person is talking, everybody is saying, when will we have a turn to talk? Do you think anyone will hire such a person in the job interviews? If he does get hired, do you think he will move up the ladder of success? Do you think people will not talk about this issue when considering promotions? You are mistaken. You don't know what companies and hospitals and programs are looking at. They are looking at your communication skills. I went to a job once. The interviewer told me that I have never ever seen as good a listener as you are in my life. I told him, when he said that, I said, thank you. Can I say something? He said, yes. I said, I was not a good listener at all. I was a very bad listener. Considering the fight I had with ADHD, I was not a good listener. But I practiced. I practiced listening. I worked hard on my listening. I joined Toastmasters and they taught me listening too. I practice listening and I still keep improving my listening skills. So The reason I'm telling you this is that nobody is a born listener. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I knew I was hired. And of course, I was hired. In the interview, I did not say much. Most of the interviewers talked. They were saying something, they were telling me their stories, and I was, can I say something? 90% of the time they spoke, 10% of the time I spoke, and I got the job. People try to do the other way around. They try to speak 90% of the time, trying to impress the interviewer. I'm not saying do it 90 to 10, but at least 50-50. The moment you become 60, the other person become 40, you will not be hired, I'm telling you. 50-50. It's a game of tennis. When you talk in a manner and in a tonality that you make an impact. They know that this person is something. Nobody ever said to me that I was not confident in the job interviews. I let the other person talk more and more. But in most of my interviews, I was 50-50. I was 50-50. This is a unique situation where I was 10%. I was talking 10% of the time and they were talking 90% of the time. The only interview, the time I spoke a little longer was when they were checking my Spanish skills. This woman in the interview, she threw a question in Spanish because she read that I know Spanish. And people do test you. You cannot lie on your CV. I responded back to her in Spanish, and I wanted to make sure that I use that kind of vocabulary in Spanish that probably she doesn't even know. I wasn't expecting that, to be very honest. I never expect that somebody will ask me Spanish questions in the interviews. But this time it happened. I responded back to her. So remember, game of tennis, and when you talk, you look into the eyes, your voice will go up and down. The tonality of your voice, and sound will make a difference. Your shoulders, your chest will tell the person if you are a confident person or you are not a confident person. You cannot learn this without practicing. Do you think I was a similar speaker the way I am today? No, absolutely not. I practiced. I worked hard. I'm still working hard, making my abilities, skills better and better every day. Every single day. I record my voice. I watch my own videos. I see where I messed up while talking. I listen to the best speakers in the world. If you want to hear best speaker in the world, listen to Martin Luther King, listen to Barack Obama. These are the speakers, guys. Whether you like Obama or not is a political difference. Whether you like Martin Luther King, political difference. Look at the way they talk. Learn from them. So nobody will ever be able to tell you or think about you that you don't have confidence. You become such a person. When you look into the eyes of the other person, you are telling them how confident you are. In the US culture, you look into the eyes. If you are not looking into the eye, then you are looking here and there. You are putting yourself in trouble. Eye contact is a must, and that's what you will do with your patient when you will be taking history. Very soon, you will see those courses. So many courses. I have so many courses planned in my mind that gradually everything will become a reality. It's not possible that I do it everything right now. I have a plan for communication skills, speaking skills, public speaking course. I already have public speaking course, but that's a live one. That's not a recorded one. Working on more and more, bringing more and more courses. Whatever I learn, I try to convey. I try to make sure that other people learn, because I was at a stage where I didn't know these things, but I became valuable. I worked that hard on my speaking and listening skills that now if I go to any interviewer, I know that I am not less than him. You gotta work harder on yourself this much that when you go to an interview, you feel you are not inferior than this person. If not, then you will be scared. You will not be able to perform in the job interview. It's a game of tennis. If you want to compete with Roger Federer, you have to be at the level of Pete Sampras or Djokovic or who else? Nadal, right? See, I know names. So if you want to compete, remember the interview you are going to is a game of tennis. You are going to play the game of tennis. If you are not of that level of the other tennis player, you're gonna lose. And how do you develop that? By practice. Practice talking, practice in front of a mirror, practice with your friends, practice with different people, practice your tonality, practice your vocabulary, and practice your listening. When you practice, and you practice for hours, now probably you are in a position to compete in the match, the game of tennis. That is your residency interview. Without, some people just show up to the interview without practicing. Some people, can you go to a game, a sports game, if you have a final going on, if you have a World Open final, um, British Open final, and you are a tennis player, will you go there without practice? Will you go to the USMLE exam without practice, without practicing New World, without taking the NBMEs, without practicing the CS exam? Will you go to the exam hall, the exam room? No. You are a performer. Everything in this world works this way. You are performing everywhere. Without practicing, don't go to an interview. Consider it as a game of tennis. Practice communication skills. So the history taking skills, listening skills, speaking skills, the skills of eye contact, the skills of body language, the skills of hand gesture. How do you show your hands when you talk? How do you look like? Do you look ugly or you look wonderful when you move your arms and your hands and your shoulders? This is a skill. Learn body language, learn eye contact, learn speaking, learn listening, and improve your vocabulary, and also work on your accent. Make sure thick accent is not bad, but having that kind of accent that the other person finds it difficult to understand, not good. Called psychology, not psychology. Called biology, not biology. That's what many IMGs do, I have seen. Pharmacology, not pharmacology. No. See how people in this country talk. Talk in their language. It's a game of tennis. He's sending you a tennis ball. You are replying in a badminton um, shuttlecock, or you're replying to that person in table tennis ball, the ping pong. No. He's sending you something in tennis ball. You send it back in tennis ball. You will never ever be able to probably get perfect American accent. I'm not asking you to do that, but at least pronounce the words correctly. I know some people calling wallet as wallet. What the hell is this? You're living in the US. At least the common terminologies and at least the medical terminologies. Are you using the medical terminologies correctly? At least use the medical terminologies correctly. Watch YouTube, watch American doctors talking and see how they respond. How do they pronounce? Learn from them. So these are the skills. The more skills you improve, the more valuable you become, and it will not remain hidden in the interviews. It will not remain hidden. Then working harder on your writing skills, and you all are working on it already. You are working on your research papers. So your writing skills are becoming better and better. Your scientific writing skills are becoming better and better. So every day you are becoming more valuable. Every day when you learn something, you become more valuable. Keep becoming more valuable. Keep learning more. If you watch a TV show, the intention should be to improve your vocabulary and your accent, your pronunciation, rather than having fun and wasting time. Just change the intention of self-improvement, that everything you do improves you further. Read books. Read books. How many books do you have? Do you even read books? Guys, your personality will show it in the interviews if you are a reader. You cannot hide it. You cannot hide it from your personality if you are a reader. So now, coming to the question that if the residency time is coming, how I can improve, do as much as you can. Work harder on yourself as much as you can. Starting from the history taking skills to the communication skills to the listening skills to the walking skills to the talking skills to the hand gesture to the body language, the way you dress. You should become a whole new person. Your pronunciations. And read books on success, self-help books. How many books do you have? People don't even have libraries in their home. And they are going to talk with the residency director who has thousands of books in his home. At least read 100 books as soon as possible. At least start reading books. You will feel more confident. You will feel more successful. Are you reading one book a week? If you at least start reading one book a week, You will be done with at least 10 books in 10 weeks. Can you read one book a week? Absolutely. Despite having all the busy schedule and everything, absolutely. Why? Because we have audiobooks available on YouTube. We have the book summaries available on YouTube. That's how we do it, guys. That's how we win. Then working hard on getting more and more courses, more and more certification. The bigger your CV, the more valuable you are. Make your CV bigger, 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 longer. Make your CV longer. How long is your CV? How big is your CV? How many certifications have you gotten? How many courses have you taken? We have given you so many free courses and certifications now on your account, on your account when you log in, and also you have more. Like tomorrow's session, you have a free course, certification course. Don't leave these opportunities. Keep adding more and more certifications. Any certificate can change your life. Any course can change your life. I got a position just because I had one course on my CV, and the interviewer liked that. He said, wow, I know I saw your CV, but you know what impressed me the most? This course that you have taken. And to be very honest, guys, that was a totally free of cost course I got, and I had that certification. Anything can change your life. Any certification course. Don't underestimate the power of any certification course, any class, any book. Books are kind of courses without certification. Do they value much? They are very valuable. Because the knowledge you acquire from the books reflect in your personality. They reflect in your personality. If you ask me to talk to 100 people, I can point out and tell you how many of them are readers. In just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes. A reader can recognize a reader. And remember, the residency directors, they are the directors because they had been readers. They had been growing and taking courses, taking classes. All their life long, they have been taking courses, classes, certification, conferences, learning and learning and learning. That's why they are the directors, residency directors. They had been crazy readers. So when you go and sit in front of them and you are not a reader, they will know you are not a reader. You cannot fool a reader. If you see a reader, hold on. This is just one of my libraries in one of my offices. And why it's all messed up? Because I keep reading these books. Look at this. I read these books, I use them for references. I'm reading all day long. I'm crazy. And this is just one of my libraries out of my 3 libraries. Two libraries at home, 1 library at my office. So the person who reads these books, you cannot fool him. Residency directors are residency directors for a reason. They will immediately find out if you have been a reader. They will find out your personality. If you are not a reader, they know that, okay, he has been wasting time. He's not a reader. He doesn't like to read. Chances of his growth are less, because if you're not a reader, then chances are you are not fond of learning. So these are some secrets of acing the interviews. And now, what else you can do on your CV? There is no limit of the certifications you can get. You know Udemy, you know Udacity. Coursera, these are the courses, very economical. There are free courses available, certification courses available on your specialties. You guys can start taking those courses, add more certifications. Maybe just one course related to preventive medicine can give you residency in family medicine or related field. Maybe one course on neuroscience, the residency director sees and gives you residency in neurology. Where do you look for your book list? Start with personal development, success books on success, how to be successful. And your specialty. If you want to be internal medicine specialist and you don't have a single book on internal medicine in your library, what does it tell you? If you want to be a neurologist and you don't have a single book on neurology, if you want to be a psychiatrist, you don't have a single book on psychiatry in your home, you don't even have DSM-5 in your home, what does it tell you? If you want to be a surgeon and you don't have surgery books in your home, what does it tell you? You need both kinds of books, how to be successful and your specialty books, because your interview will be from these books. If you have been reading internal medicine books, you will not be afraid of interviews. You will not be afraid of questions being asked related to internal medicine. Use second-hand books. Do you think all of my books I buy, they are new books? No. I go to discount stores, buy on Amazon the used books. Discount stores, used books. Sometimes the used books are not available. If they're the same price as the new book, then I get a new book. But I try to get cheaper books. So get books on your specialty. What residency are you looking for? If you're looking for gynecology residency and you don't have a book on gynecology at your home, and you haven't read every single page of that book, and you're planning to go for a residency interview, you are putting your interview at risk. At least finish a book related to your specialty before the interviews. Make sure you remember big points. And when a surprise question comes to you in the interview, you feel like it was not a surprise at all. Books on neuroscience, books on psychology, if you are going to psychiatry residency and psychiatry. If you're going for internal medicine, books on internal medicine. Just type internal medicine on eBay. Just type on internal medicine books on eBay or thrift store or Amazon. Get the used books. There's so much to learn, so much to grow, so much to do, and you can change your life. And if you change your life, the life of your future generations will change. The life of your future generations depend upon you. You become successful, your kids will learn from you. They will become successful. If you don't become successful, your kids will not become successful. Their kids will not become successful, and their kids will not become successful. The Idiocity will remain in your family for hundreds of years. But if one person changes the future, the success will run in your family for centuries. Now, before I end, for all those who have a year of graduation gap, can you get 10, 20 diamonds at a time? Can you get 25 to 30 diamonds in one try? How can you do that? Of course, every publication as first author is the 5 diamonds, in my opinion. 5 diamonds at a time, multiple publications as first author. But masters, bachelors, masters in your field, PhD, PhD will make a difference. The British system is well respected in the US. Doing MRCP or MRC Psych will make a huge difference. MRC Psych, MRC MRCGP, these Royal College credentials will make a difference. And the masters and PhDs, if you feel you cannot afford the American university, do go get the British universities. They are very, very economical. And do you think master's program, many people will misguide you that masters, or doing masters from India, or doing masters from Pakistani university, from Sri Lankan university, from Bangladesh university will not help. Tell these people to shut their mouth. Everything helps. Because your master's or your PhD from your home country will reflect in your personality. The piece of paper is nothing. Your confidence level, your whole personality changes by an extra degree. They do count. So the older the year of graduation you have, you need to do master's and PhD to balance it. Simple formula. Can you take the British exam? Royal College credential. Can you get some other credential? Something that is very, very powerful. Think about it. Get some ideas. Nowadays, every degree is online. Every big university is online. Every small university is online. 90% of them at least. So online degree is possible. While working, while preparing for USMLE, you can enroll and start working on your degree. It will pay off. It's the greatest investment you can ever have. Extra degree. Extra degree, multiple publications. Getting more and more publications, getting more and more courses, getting masters, getting another master. Keep growing, keep growing. You become so valuable. You become so valuable that they cannot ignore you. Nobody can ignore you. Like Steve Martin used to say, be so good at what you do that they cannot ignore you. How can anyone ignore you? Because MRCP, Royal College credentials, are very respectable in the US. Very, very respected. Everywhere. When you go to residency application and somebody has Royal College credential, how on earth he will not match? How on earth he will not match? It can even cover the lower scores, I'm telling you. Americans are very impressed with British system. Imagine somebody has a PhD from Oxford and now he applies for residency in the US. Imagine his value. Imagine somebody has master's or bachelor's from Cambridge University, from Edinburgh University, from Manchester University. Forget about UK. Jump to Europe, other parts. How about Munich University? Albert Einstein graduated from Munich University. Imagine the value of Munich University degree. Extra degree is not a joke. Raises your value tremendously. One degree can be equal to 25 diamonds. If it's from a bigger university, of course, 25 diamonds. If it's from a lesser university, at least it will still give you 10 to 15 diamonds. If it's from your home country. Don't underestimate the power of the master's done at your home country. Of course, it will be lesser than the value of the Oxford and Cambridge or Munich. And of course, Harvard. It will be lesser than that, but it will still be worthy. Everything counts because your overall personality is a mixture of everything you have done in your life. Everything you have done towards your success in your life is reflected in your personality. That's how you do it. That's how you become successful. So start working on your success, start working on your personality, start working on your knowledge, start working on your success and become successful. And this is it for today. And we will meet tomorrow in the live free course on proposal writing. Any one of you wants to be there, most welcome. I'll share the link with you guys. Okay, so see you tomorrow. And if you have any question about career, any question about your research article, please, you have my number. Feel free to ask. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good day.